Can't help but be moved by watching what takes place.
We know what matters. All that you got, that's what matters. Yes, over the top, and there isn't a fence that can hold you. Give your best, that's all that matters. As you're climbing up that ladder, we know what matters.
Now, the Twin Cities' most watched newscast, News 11. With Joan Steffen, Kevin McDowell, Randy Shaver on sports, and meteorologist Dennis Belkin.
Good evening. Kevin McDowell has the night off. Topping tonight's News 11, the St. Paul police war against prostitution continued tonight as police hit the streets to bust Johns.
It's been a busy year for the Vice Squad so far, making a record number of prostitution-related arrests.
As of Friday, St. Paul police had made 418 John and prostitute arrests. Compare that to last year when the department made 449 arrests all year. Police concentrated tonight's undercover bust in an area known as a hangout for prostitutes on University Avenue in the Frogtown district.
News 11's Christy Yarn went along with the Vice Squad on their undercover bust, and she joins us now from our St. Paul newsroom with that exclusive story. Christy.
Hi, Dennis and Joan. St. Paul's Vice Squad says the reason for this recent increase in numbers is not because there are more prostitutes on the street these days, but because of a recent crackdown on the men who solicit those prostitutes. Are you looking for a date?
Well, yeah.
On what?
You wired it out.
The most recent sweep of St. Paul's Frogtown began on Tuesday. Decoy prostitutes helped make 34 arrests in 3 days. And tonight, we witnessed the 35th arrest.
Well, it all depends on what do you have.
We're trying to make as many arrests as possible, and hopefully the Johns that are up there will start to realize that sooner or later they're going to get arrested and maybe will not go up in that area.
The Vice Squad says tonight was a typical night in the university area. St. Paul officers say they plan to continue their crackdown on the Johns.
This most recent sweep, Dennis and Joan, is a joint effort between St. Paul's Vice Squad and the Ramsey County Sheriff's Department.
Okay, thank you very much, Christy. Local police and the FBI are on the lookout for 2 suspects in an armed bank robbery. Police searched for clues today after 2 gunmen held up the First Minnesota Bank on Central Avenue in Columbia Heights. The bank closed down just after the robbers made off with an undisclosed amount of cash. A witness described the frightening ordeal.
When I was coming in, I parked there, and then I came this way, and they had a car out here. And I walked right by it, and there was 2 guys there. I thought they were coming out of the bank, so I didn't think nothing of it. Then I walked into the bank, and I was just waiting, and they just came in, and everybody down. And I just turned the other way. I was shaking, like everybody was.
Tonight, police are looking for 2 white males. One was wearing a Halloween mask during the robbery. Witnesses say he was heavy-set and carried a semi-automatic pistol. The other man had black curly hair, wore a dark shirt and blue jeans. He also carried a semi-automatic pistol. If you have any information on these men, please call the Columbia Heights Police Department at 788-9212.
In Robbinsdale, hopes of finding a loved one still alive are gone tonight. 67-year-old Rolf Ringdahl had been missing since yesterday afternoon. Today, a neighbor found him dead. Apparently, he drowned in Crystal Lake. Family members suspected that something was wrong when the dog Rolf was walking returned home without his owner. Rolf had a history of Parkinson's disease. And a damp road may have been the cause of a fatal accident in Wayzata tonight. Police say this white car spun out of control while driving west on 12, crossed the median, and hit the other car. The passenger of the white car was killed. The 2 drivers were taken to area hospitals. Their names are being withheld until the next of kin are notified.
The Minnesota Health Department says it wants nothing to do with an ad agency it hired to produce no-smoking commercials. The agency, Campbell Mithun, was going to produce youth-oriented no-smoking commercials for the state. But last month, Campbell Mithun merged with a New York-based firm which has a $35 million account with the Brown & Williamson Tobacco Company. A spokesman for the Health Department says the termination of the $1.7 million contract is disappointing but necessary. Republicans from across the country are in New Orleans tonight, getting ready for the GOP National Convention. Many of Minnesota's 31-member delegation and 31 alternates are also there tonight. When you count the spouses and guests, there are more than 100 Minnesotans in Cajun country. With thousands of others going to the Superdome for the convention, security will be tight, as News 11's Brenda Butner reports.
Anyone without an official convention badge will not be allowed anywhere near the Superdome. That means that delegates will be insulated from any outside demonstrations. The closest official protest site is some 6 blocks away. Scores of Secret Service will guard the president and vice president. The New Orleans Police Department and 1,500 volunteers will monitor the comings and goings of everyone else.
Where are you all going to?
But the chief of security insists that all delegates will enjoy a seat at the side of history, even if it takes some time to get there.
We don't want anybody who has been provided a ticket to take the opportunity to come to witness this historic event to be turned away at a door because of some access problem.
Cragen is worried not so much about getting people in as clearing the Superdome out. 6 days after the Republicans revel, the New Orleans Saints move in to reclaim their turf. Brenda Butner, News 11, New Orleans.
And be sure to tune in to News 11 this week for complete coverage of the Republican convention.
The Twins were hot today on the field and in the stands as the club broke the 2 million mark for attendance. Nearly 52,000 fans attended today's game, bringing the total home ticket sales to just over 2 million. The total attendance for all of last year's championship season was just over 2,800,000. Big turnouts keep Metrodome vendors busy and profitable. Broad and beer sellers say they're doing very well.
Best year that we've had so far in terms of business. The people have been tremendous.
I think they could reach the 3 million mark by the end of the season.
And there's much more just ahead on News 11 at 10.
We'll see how our Twins manhandled the Yanks in front of a national TV audience.
You'll go along with volunteers who spent their Saturday helping others fix up the old homestead.
An animal rights group protests what they call the inhumane treatment of animals. You'll get a shocking inside look at one lab used by a Twin Cities company.
Good night, hon.
Why is it that after a couple of years,
good night, hon,
your mattress sags and sags?
Good night, hon.
Because it's not a beauty rest. Our unique barrel-shaped coils of high-carbon steel are pre-compressed to eliminate sag, to give you a firm, comfortable mattress that can't sag, so that your beauty rest
good night, hon,
will stay as firm as the day you bought it. Beauty Rest by Simmons. Forever firm.
See Simmons Beauty Rest at Dayton's Furniture Store.
They're coming from the cities, and they're coming from the farms. They're coming 'cause they wanna be there. It's getting time to gather at the fine get-together, the great Minnesota State Fair. They're coming with their families, and they're coming with their friends. They're coming for the fun they're gonna share. It's the grandest show of all. It's the one that people call the Great Minnesota State Fair.
Come on, Dad. You bought this Toyota Camry because it's got a new V6.
No, the room.
Dad, you did buy it because it's got a V6.
Oh, I bought it because I've wanted an affordable Camry for years.
Charlie.
No, really. I bought it because you like to look good going to church.
Charlie.
I bought it because... Morning, Reverend. Because it's a V6.
The powerful new Camry V6. Toyota quality. Who could ask for anything more?
Early on a summer day in August, a quiet celebration began in 2 parks, one in Minneapolis and one in St. Paul. Together, KARE-TV, the Gannett Foundation, community leaders from both neighborhoods, and a lot of neighbors worked side by side to build 2 tot lots. From start to finish to fun. If your community would like to build a tot lot for your kids, KARE 11 can provide you with the information you need. Just write to Playground, Box 111, Minneapolis 55440.
It looks like off-track betting will be up for debate again in the 1989 Minnesota legislature. A group of 3,200 horse owners and trainers at Canterbury Downs will ask legislators to okay televised racing at off-track betting locations. The Horsemen's Benevolent and Protective Association says that would increase betting revenues and improve purses. Lawmakers say it may take a constitutional amendment to establish off-track betting.
A tragic irony of the Vietnam War comes to a deadly end, and that story tops Datelines tonight. Elmo Zumwalt III died at the age of 42 from cancer many think was caused by his exposure to Agent Orange. His father, Admiral Elmo Zumwalt Jr., ordered the spraying of the defoliant over the jungles of Vietnam in the 1960s. A Miami cab driver faces 2 counts of vehicular homicide after his taxi careened out of control into a group of people leaving a cruise ship. 2 people were killed, 7 others injured. And South Africa's anti-apartheid leader, Nelson Mandela, will be may be in poor physical condition. His wife says she's shocked at the way officials at the prison where he's being held are treating him. The 70-year-old Mandela has been hospitalized with a lung ailment.
Dennis Belkin has a couple of days off. We have Roy Finden here to talk sticky.
Yes, it is, as a matter of fact. It's time to bring out another one of those indexes. We have the wind chill, and of course we have the heat index, and I like to put in the cuddling index to indicate the probability of measurable cuddling, and I'd say tonight it's probably a slight chance. Because as we look at the as we look at the data, we will find that we've had kind of a sticky day, and it's turned into a sticky night. The high was 87, didn't quite make it up to the 90s today. Overnight it was 74, and just a trace of precipitation out at the airport. The sky right now is partly cloudy. The temperature is 78 degrees. The wind from the west at 17 miles per hour. The dew point is falling a bit right now. It's down to 65%. Relative humidity is 65% for the humidity. The dew point 65 degrees. And the pressure is rising at 29.78. I'd like to take a look at the satellite picture first to find out why we didn't get up to 90 degrees today. This is the way it looked at about sunrise, and as we watch it move forward, we'll see that we stayed in the clouds virtually all day today, or until about sunrise, sunset, I should say. And the cloudiness to the north produced 4 to 6 inch rains up in the Iron Range, and the cloudiness further to the south produced 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch rains in the western sections of the metro area. Basically, western Hennepin County as it kind of slid to the north, while other parts of the county and the metro area got just traces of rain, as was reported out at the airport. If we have a look at the look at the weather map, here's the pulse that produced that rain as it went along this front. The temperatures above are a little bit cooler, continues to be sultry right here, and our relationship to that front is expected to remain the same for the next day or so. That being the case, the temperatures at this hour tonight, 60s up to the north, while they're clinging to the 80s down in southern Minnesota, and except for an occasional little rain shower now out in North Dakota, and South Dakota as well, skies pretty well have stopped raining, as opposed to the earth stopped raining. I want to be sure I have those sentences correct and the information absolutely accurate. Here's the map for tomorrow. Aha, the forecast map, and it shows, sure enough, our relationship to the front about the same, so our weather's going to be about the same, but we are not expecting any showers in the forecast, unless chance of a little phantom shower in the early morning hours if it makes it in from South Dakota, but it'll continue to be fairly sticky. Well, I'll put all those forecast details together for you. Be back with them in just a minute.
It's time.
Come drive a Mazda.
It's year-end clearance time. Time to get the deal of the year on a new Mazda. And factory-to-dealer cash incentives can add hundreds to your savings on a Mazda truck. It's time. Time to clear out all the 88s. Mazda's year-end clearance time.
Come drive a Mazda.
See your Mazda dealer in Richfield, Brooklyn Center, White Bear, St. Paul, and Minnetonka.
The Johnsons had an open house tonight, but the guests weren't invited. Luckily, the Johnsons had the Gold Star homeowners policy from American Family Insurance. American Family will repair or replace their house. Great protection on their contents, too. Gold Star homeowners insurance, the best protection you have against uninvited guests.
American Family Insurance.
Look in the white or yellow pages for the American Family agent nearest you.
Reading aloud to your preschool children greatly increases the number of words they understand. And the more words they understand, the easier they learn to read. But you don't have to spend a lot of money to find something suitable. When you think about it, there are plenty of reading materials all around us. And the only thing you really need to spend is a little time. Words, the basis for all learning.
This message is brought to you by your elementary school principal.
Saturday nights are when everyday people live out their wildest musical fantasies. It's hilarious entertainment and unpredictable interpretation. Hear the latest hits of today's stars perform like you've never seen them before on
putting on the heat.
Saturday nights at 10:35 on TV 11.
We must enjoy the fact that the dew point has dipped down to 65 now, and we have a little breeze because it'll probably slip up there again tomorrow, and less wind, as a matter of fact. So the forecast details for this night hold that we'll have a partly cloudy sky, a possibility of a shower late tonight, 66 to 71 overnight. And then for tomorrow, a humid day, partly cloudy skies, 86 to 91, and light winds only. And then the outlook as we head into the new week shows a chance of some showers again by Tuesday and Wednesday, but temperatures remaining with highs in the 90s, and that means that as far as we are concerned in that front, we are staying to the south of it.
And it looks like that cuddling index is going to hover around the bottom levels, huh?
Chances are.
Okay, thank you. Might be wishful thinking, but some folks in Mankato think it is already time to sharpen up their snowman making skills. A local ice maker donated hundreds of pounds of shaved ice for a snow sculpture contest. Contestants made all shapes and sizes of snowy creations. A local radio station sponsored that contest, and the winner gets a free in-ground swimming pool installed in their backyard.
Not bad. It sounds very, very pleasant at this time
it does.
of year. Still to come on News 11, an army of volunteers attacked 300 homes with paintbrushes.
And if you're a left-hander, this is your day.
Volkswagen engineers have developed a remarkable fuel injection system, which gives our Jetta 17% more horsepower than before, and top track speeds of over 100. Of course, there are those Volkswagen engineers who believe they've developed something no less remarkable. The brakes. 1988 Jetta, only $93.95.
Fight on your hands, choose your weapon carefully.
No sport demands more dedication, stamina, or endurance. Triathlon. The 7th annual Turtleman Triathlon returns to Shoreview, Minnesota, Saturday, August 20th, offering both sprint and international distances to individuals and corporate relay teams, and introduces the Turtle Kid Triathlon for youths aged 7 to 14. The Turtleman Triathlon is a promotional help event sponsored by the American Lung Association of Hennepin County. Call 631-7763 for more information.
They are called Olympic hopefuls, but hope plays a small role here. For it will take a courage, a discipline, and a sheer will few of us will ever know. And if their effort is true, then they too will be known as Olympians. The human spirit, it still lives in the Olympic Games.
What do you get when you mix 8,000 volunteers with thousands of gallons of paint? The 5th annual Paint-A-Thon, that's what. Melissa Young tells us the annual effort was a big boost to needy elderly and disabled homeowners.
I need a brush.
It was like a battle cry sounding across the Twin Cities. An army of 8,000 volunteers worked most of the day to spruce up 300 area homes.
It's a benefit to people, and it's also a lot of fun. You work with your co-workers and stuff. So. Oh, my! Yeah.
For Irene Ivers, getting a fresh coat of paint on her home of 38 years was like a dream come true.
It's the most beautiful gift and valuable gift that anybody can get.
Volunteers from the Prairie Church in Eden Prairie were mostly first-timers to the event. All that is, except team captain Dick Nubson. In his 2nd year with the Paint-A-Thon, he spent weeks coming to this house, scraping, replacing shingles, and getting it ready for today.
But it's fun. It's nice to do something. It's nice to hear what Irene said about that it was a nice gift.
The kind of gift that continues to give to everyone. Melissa Young, News 11, Minnetonka.
In its 5 years, the Paint-A-Thon is responsible for sprucing up more than 1,000 homes in the Twin Cities.
An East Coast high school has won a supercomputer from a St. Paul company. Today, a team of computer whiz kids from Thomas Jefferson High flew home to Alexandria, Virginia, after competing in the Twin Cities for the computer. It was all part of the Super Quest contest sponsored by ETA Systems, a spin-off of Control Data Corporation. The team beat 1,500 schools from across the nation to finish a 7-week project. Jefferson becomes the only high school in the world to have one of the world's fastest computers. Well, country music fans got a real treat tonight. Legendary singer Ronnie Milsap put on 2 shows at the Ordway Theater in St. Paul. Tonight's 8 o'clock performance was all but sold out. Milsap performed many of his big hits, including his biggest song, Any Day Now.
At Kemp's, we've been working hard to make our new frozen yogurt 97% fat-free. Kemp's low-fat frozen yogurt in 4 natural fruit flavors, so smooth and refreshing, you won't believe it's only 80 calories a serving.
There's no better time to buy a Nissan than now, because Nissan dealers are doing everything humanly possible to make room for the 89s. With great deals on sensible Sentras, sporty Pulsar NXs, racy 200 SXs, even luxurious Maximas. And this is your last chance to get up to $2,000 cash back, including cash back from the dealer.
Hello, how are you? I got a great one. It's funny. Stop me if you heard it, okay? Okay, here it goes. There's this guy, right? He's gorgeous, godlike, classical chisel features. Sort of like Michelangelo meets Rambo. I mean, this guy is a perfect picture of health. Athletic, varsity team, president of the Red Meatus Beat Club. We are talking serious health. And this guy, I mean, you know, he wants to be a big man, right? As if 7'6" isn't big enough. Okay, so he goes to this party, right? Thinking, yeah, that's the place to be. That's where all the in crowd hangs out. And I'm telling you, at this party, they're all doing coke and crack like it's some sort of candy. So Mr. Health decides he wants to do some too. He's never done any before. Guess what happens? The fool drops dead. Get it?
At Kemp's, we never know when the inspiration for a unique ice cream flavor will strike us. This summer, it's peaches and cream, a delicious limited edition ice cream from Kemp's.
It almost sounded like a flock of ducks landed in Bloomington today. The best duck callers in the state competed in the state championship at the Met Center. Prizes were given to winners in 3 different divisions. The calling contest was part of the Minnesota Hunting and Conservation Show at the Met Center.
Not bad calling. Randy Shaver's here with sports. The Twins looked wonderful today, but unfortunately so did our nemesis.
You know, that seems to be the pattern. That's at least through the end of July and into August now. Every time the Twins win, Oakland does the same thing. Another bittersweet win for the Twins. They pound New York 12-2 in front of 51,963 and a national TV audience. But Oakland wins as well. That means no ground is made up in the Western Chase. The Twins have 47 games left, and the standings tell the story of 2 runners with plenty of distance between them. Will it be a runaway, or will the Twins get a break and catch a second win? Stay tuned. Highlights from the Dome. Pick it up 3rd inning. Game tied at 2. Timmy Laudner with his 11th home run of the season. Makes it 3-2. Every Twin got a hit today, 18 in all. Later, Gene Larkin with 4 hits today. Smacks a home run to give the Twins a 6-2 lead. Larkin had 4 RBIs and some great defense by Gene as well. Great catch in foul territory. Final was 12-2, and Larkin talked about what the Twins need to do to catch Oakland.
Well, we're going to try to win each game, obviously, but we don't play them until the last 2 weeks of September. We play 6 out of the last 13 games. And if we can hold between 5 and 6 games, we feel we have a shot, so that's what we're going to try to do.
Well, the A's won their 6th straight today, 10th win in their last 11. They are 32 games above 500. The Twins are 15 over 500, playing much better than last year at this time, but they can't seem to get within 8.5, at least lately. Oakland's Ron Hassey, 3-run homer against California to get the festivities underway against the Angels. The lead, well, they wouldn't relinquish it today as Bob Welch pitched very well, and Jose Canseco, another key RBI. The A's beat the Angels 6-2 and hold on to that large lead in the Western race. There is no place like home for the Boston Red Sox. They made it 24 straight wins at Fenway Park today, clobbering Detroit 16-4. Ironically, the guy who wears number 24 on his back for the Red Sox did the most damage. Dwight Evans ripped a pair of home runs and a triple, driving in 7 RBIs to lead a 19-hit Red Sox attack. Evans went 4 for 5 today. Mike Greenwell had 4 hits and 6 trips. The final again was 16-4. The 24 straight wins is too shy of the Major League record for consecutive home victories set by the 1916 New York Giants. Final again, 16-4, Texas a winner. Jeff Musselman a shutout tonight for Toronto. The Sox are pounding Seattle, and Baltimore is leading in the 9th. National League, Montreal Expos won their 5th straight, beating the Mets 7-4. Tim Wallach with a single scores UB Brooks. They led 5-0. Terry Leach added some insurance in the 8th, soloed a deep left field. Montreal pulls within 4.5 of the Mets in the East. The final again, 7-4. Barry Bonds, 2 homers, 5 RBIs for the Pirates. The Cubs win. Danny Jackson, 4-hitter for Cincinnati. L.A. scoreless in the 4th. Houston's Mike Scott, a 4-hitter for his 13th win tonight. Well, just call him Mr. Asinger. Ace as in hole-in-one. His real name is Paul Azinger, spelled A-Z-I-N-G-E-R. I'll get it right. He shot a hole-in-one today at the PGA Championship in Edmond, Oklahoma, and he wasn't the only one to do it. More on that in a second. Here's Azinger's ace at the par 3, 200-yard, 4th hole. Watch it now. It's a great shot. It hits short of the hole and rolls into the cup. He leads the tournament by 2 strokes over Dave Rummels, and afterwards he talked about the hole-in-one and the double bogey that followed.
That was the most exhilarating feeling that I'll probably ever experience. You see that ball go in like that, and to be honest with you, I was a little shook on the next hole. You know, I kept saying out loud, I need to forget that like it was a triple bogey. You know, it was good, but I need to forget about it in there. It was all I could do to gather myself to hit a good tee shot.
How can you forget about it? Here's the other hole-in-one. Raymond Floyd at the par 3, 171-yard, 8th hole. 2 holes in one on national TV in one day. Wonder what the odds are on that, huh? As you know, the Vikings play the Bears in Sweden tomorrow. The latest line out of Vegas has the game even. Wade Wilson will be the starting quarterback for the Vikings. We'll have highlights tomorrow. Willie Gault, the former Bear receiver, played for his new team, the LA Raiders, today. Caught a touchdown pass. The Vikings won't see Willie Gault at all this season unless they're in the Super Bowl together. Ed notes, Pearl Sin of Arizona State beat Karen Noble 6-5 to win the U.S. Women's Amateur Golf Championship in Minneapolis today. And Trina Radke of Morris, Minnesota, has qualified for the U.S. Olympic team in the 200 butterfly. She finished 2nd in that event tonight at the Olympic trials at the Texas Swimming Center in Austin, Texas.
Is the quarterback controversy settled now? Is Wade Wilson going to start?
I don't think so. I don't think it's going to be decided until maybe the 3rd, if not the 4th exhibition.
Keep us hanging.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you, Randy.
You bet.
Up next on the News 11 Extra, are animals suffering unnecessarily to bring beauty to humans?
Animal rights activists say animals are suffering, and the activists are protesting to stop it, showing what they call proof of inhumane acts. You'll see those pictures next.
Remember that special feeling called summer? Remember the taste of summer plums, sweet, juicy, tart, and tangy?
Summer fruits from California, fresh from the tree, taste them and see.
Fresh plums are one of the good things that make summer summer. But like summer, they'll soon be just a sweet memory.
Summer fruits, it wouldn't be summer without them.
When I first learned I had it, I was afraid. I felt isolated, alone. My friends and family didn't understand what was happening to me. I'd hear things like, "You look so well," or "It's all in your head," or "It's only arthritis." But then I found some people who understood. And understanding gave me hope. Hope helps me deal with the pain. Deal with your pain. Call the Arthritis Foundation.
You ever think about the bake oven temperatures your dog or cat suffers in a parked car on a warm day? Say it's 85 degrees outside. In just 30 minutes, even with the window slightly open, it's a stifling 120 degrees inside. Now, your pet's body cooling system can't keep up with that. In a short time, brain damage can occur, or he suffocates and dies. So please, leave your pets home on warm days while you run your errands. It's the least you can do for a friend.
Good times are contagious, laughter fills the air, rare and the outrageous, and you just got to be there. No one does it better, no one gives you more. NBC, it's the only place to be. Come home to the best, only on NBC. Only on NBC.
On tonight's News 11 Extra, an inside look at a research laboratory where animals are used for product testing. Animal rights activists in the Twin Cities are angry. They think the experiments are unnecessary and inhumane. News 11's Andrea Shane shows us video animal rights activists shot during their own undercover investigation. First, we'd like to warn you that some of the scenes in this story are very graphic.
We don't use your products because you make animals suffer in agony. We'd like to discuss that issue with you. We'd also like to talk to you about alternatives.
Protests like this one are taking place all over the country right now. This one at Minneapolis's Lamar Company has the Animal Rights Coalition upset over what they say is unnecessary testing on animals.
Come out and defend yourself.
This is a complaint they've had for years, but now they have documented evidence that BioSearch, the Philadelphia laboratory that Lamar uses, is allegedly in violation of nearly 100 federal and state laws, some involving cruelty to animals. Lamar makes Permasoft and Style hair products, along with many other lines.
We're not pleased with doing this. The point we differ is that we would rather determine that a product is unsafe at the animal stage than at the human stage.
Lamar uses BioSearch because they say it has a good reputation. Neither the vice president or the president of Lamar have ever visited the laboratory. The investigator worked for PETA, the nation's largest animal rights organization. She went undercover at BioSearch for 8 months. Then, one night, snuck in after hours to document what was going on in the lab. And this is what she found.
Animals often go for several days without water before someone notices that they are losing weight and discovers that the automatic watering system is broken. This rabbit is getting his first drink of water in 2 days.
PETA claims this rabbit is being used to test 2 Lamar gels. BioSearch also does testing for Revlon, Colgate-Palmolive, Procter & Gamble, and many other large companies. These experiments that follow are graphic.
This rabbit has suffered severe swelling and discharge after a corrosive septic tank cleaner was poured into his eye.
Approximately 2 hours post-dosing, 4th application, 1 hour after treatment with atropine.
A kitten is convulsing after being saturated with a Hart's Mountain flea spray. Lab personnel nicknamed this young beagle Doomed and Dead Meat. When Cosmere was sued by a consumer claiming she had suffered an eye injury from their L'Oreal Home Permanent, BioSearch conducted an experiment in which a rabbit had his eye held open under running water for 2 hours. To try to disprove a consumer's complaint that her family became ill after using oil containing a dead rodent, BioSearch drowned mice by dropping them into a bottle of Mazola cooking oil. This animal and dozens of others were found dead in their cages during the time I worked at BioSearch.
The investigator is now speaking with U.S. Congress and law enforcement agencies to try to change what's going on at BioSearch. Meantime,
so Lamar has taken it upon themselves to say, we feel it's appropriate for you to go ahead and do these tests, to inject this rat with gel.
Precisely. It is Lamar as well as all these other organizations, that have taken a similar position.
And those opposed to the testing continue to boycott products made by these companies, offering alternative suggestions for testing in hopes that some people will start listening. Andrea Shane, News 11, Minneapolis.
The Lamar Company is contributing money to Johns Hopkins Institute, where research is underway on ways to test cosmetics without using animals.
Tough story to watch. Time for a weather update.
Yes, indeed. We have partly cloudy skies in the Twin Cities, and that's what's in the forecast for both tonight and tomorrow. A low of 66 to 71 tonight, possible late shower, and partly cloudy and humid tomorrow with a temperature up near 90 and light winds. More humidity. Randy?
Again, the Twins winners today, but Oakland also wins.
The video for You're So Vain is, I've always wanted to do a concept video for You're So Vain, and maybe if the, no.
Off to a nice start. We've got a few checks here. Let's see.
If the single and takes off, I'll be able to make a concept video. That's funny. That's really funny. No, I won't be able to do that. But this live video is nice. I was sitting at the piano. It was freezing cold. The fingers were having a hard time getting from note to note.
E? There is no E.
Coupon and details in September's Family Circle, Reader's Digest, or your local paper.
I think she needs glasses, Mom.
Ah! Hot, 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 hot. Ow! E! Ow, hot, hot, hot.
Ooh! Ow! Ooh!
The Jerry Lewis Labor Day Telethon. 20 years of pure, undiluted star power. This Labor Day weekend, join us for the biggest, the best, the greatest Jerry Lewis Telethon ever.
Do you think all those people could be on our show? Well, you'll have to tune in to find out. You never know. I mean, some people might be planning to come on the show,
If
but
you miss a little, you miss a lot.
then they won't.
Starting
If they
September
are, you'll
4th and
see it.
8th,
If you don't
only
see
on
it, then
TV
it's going
11.
on. Turn the set.